Hello, folks. So this is part six of learning Rust from scratch, and so I'm actually looking at generating a random number, and they basically are using this thing called RNG from RAND crate. So I think RNG is basically part of the RAND crate, and as you can see here, it's part of the library, I believe, and they're exporting. Yep, they're exporting, say, things like RAND code and things in it, and the module range. And I think there's also random number generators, RNGs, and this is um, and just a moment. Thread RNG also. Um, I'm wondering if RNG makes sense for. So you can actually see RAND thread RNG being used. I wonder if we just say RAND, will it still work? It still works, great. Oh no, the gen range didn't work. So as you can see, if I actually just say RAND, this works, but this doesn't work. No method gen range found for struct thread range in current scope. Items from trades can only be used if the trade is in scope. So we need a rand, and then we need the range. So I wonder what's the difference between these two. Um, Maybe I think top level, I think we can use it always. For example, we can use STD. STD, I think we can just use it always because STD is always part of the Rust program, I think, standard library. But if it's IO, then you'll need to import it, I think. And if it's, say, I don't know, IO is a thing. Okay. Let's say I say standard summary, then borrow or I mean, actually, yeah, you can just if you only want to put rand something like or IO something, then you need to actually mention uh, you know you need to import it as std colon IO, but on the top use std colon IO. But if it's like this, I think it's not a problem at all. And for rand, I think rand is part of the program, so it's fine. If I actually do this, will it still work? I think it might not work. Interesting. There are no errors as of now. Can I build it? Cargo run. It says no external thread rand. Okay. Can I get rid of this? So use of unresolved module or unlinked crate. Use of unresolved module or unlinked crate. Interesting. So you can actually check out 0432 and 0433, I think. Failed to resolve use of unresolved things. So uh, yeah, I will put this up and this should be fine. So waiting for file lock on package cache and yeah, and it compiled. And you can actually see the changes in the lock. And now we'll actually go ahead and read through what they say. First, we add the line use rand range, the RNG trait. So it's a trait. Defines the methods that random number generators implement. Okay. So in this case, this is one random number generator, and this trait must be in the scope for us to use those methods. So we have to have this in the scope, like in the program. Chapter 10 will cover traits in detail. So next, we're adding two lines in the middle. In the first line, we call rand thread RNG function that gives us the particular random number generator that we're going to use. One that is local to the current thread of execution and is seeded by the operating system. Then we call the generate range method on the random number generator. So this method is defined by RNG thread that we brought into scope with the use of use rand RNG statement. The gen range method takes a range expression as an argument and generates a random number in the range. The kind of range expression we are using here takes the form start dot dot equal to end and is inclusive on the lower and upper bounds. So we need to specify 1 dot dot equal to 100 to request a number between 1 and 100. You won't just know which states to use and which methods and functions to call from a crate. Okay, from a crate. So each state has documentation with instructions for using it. Another neat feature of Cargo is that running the cargo doc open command will build documentation provided by all your dependencies locally and open in a browser. So if you're interested in other functionality in the run crate, for example, run cargo doc open and click the run in the sidebar under that. Okay, so cargo run, cargo doc open. I think if I don't do open, we have to open it manually. So it's generating documentation only for the dependencies that we have, and so we can just open it over here. So as you can see, main, and then we have what else? Guessing game. We have these threads. You can click on rand and check out the stuff. So it says prelude and thread range, RNG dot gen and more. I think RNG can be, I don't know if it's range or if it's random number generator. Something to check out. Um, I believe it's a random number generator is a short for RNG. And you can actually do open, I think, and it'll just open it up, I think. So, yep. And it didn't document again the same thing. And now the second new line prints the sequence number, and this is useful while we are developing the program to be able to test it, but we'll delete it from the final version. It's not much of a game if the program prints the answer as soon as it starts, right? So try running the program a few times and you'll notice different numbers. So you should get different random numbers and they should all be numbers between 1 and 100. Great job. So Argo run 30, 81, 96, 97, 60, 9, 29, 96. That's 296 in a very small time. 47, 17, 18, 92. Cool. So I'll continue with the next part in the next video. That's all I have for this video. It's the next one. Bye bye.